We should be live right now. I just made it at the end here. He just ended his broadcast. Berg. So we can still do something. We could still get some people in to have a post live Berg discussion, and we can watch the replay of it. And I did post a comment over there telling people I'll be doing this. I got in right at the end. Title is Join Dr. Berg and Karen Berg. It makes me think of when Dr. Oz had his wife on the, and she schooled him on some stuff. That was amazing stuff. Q&A on keto. Yeah, yeah, you can still comment over there. So what I'm going to do is post a comment here. I'm going to start replaying this video now. Let's see, I got some comments coming in here. That looks like a new person who doesn't know what I do here. Oh, we have a lot of fun over here. But I will be watching this video and replying honestly with anything that should happen. It's just an honest rebuttal. I'm not selling anything. Well, that's not true. I can be honest here, and I don't have a reason to be disingenuous. So we're gonna watch this now. For those of you who are new, I have been on YouTube now for 6 years. I have 700 videos. Yep. And I have never changed my message. One of my viewers pointed that out recently. I'm one of the few people who's never just diverted and decided I was wrong and I'm going to do this now. And it's basically jumping on the trends. Some people do that. That's how they get popular. As you can see, I'm not popular because I don't do the trickery and the clickbait. Okay, here's the video, but it might not be playable yet. Oh, yeah, I think it's running, yeah. Here it is.
Hey guys, welcome back. It's Friday morning. We have Karen with us.
Yep.
And so if you want to call in, here's the number, 866-5...
Don't call in. This is a repeat, not the live show.
Another baby.
I had a baby. No, we had a grandbaby.
Oh, thank God. But that's a little rude for my first comment.
It's just weird that we're grandparents.
I know. It's a little
I mean,
weird.
like, I just can't.
All my friends are grandparents.
I can't relate to that.
I had to.
That's awful. Now, I recommend.
We'll do a video. I'll do a video.
I recommend having no kids, even no marriage, but that's a different story. You should not. Man, do you people watch the news? Man. Yeah, news has always been bad, but something different has happened. The world has always been bad. It's just people don't watch enough news to realize what the world is really like. Yeah, most of us grow up and not happy and suffering. It's a miserable planet, specifically a miserable species. Okay, we'll just move on.
And Lucy, as soon as I could, you know,
Smuggle
give
her.
her a week, grow up, teach her how to walk.
Incredible, and she's perfect.
Yeah, she's cute. Good. So, you know what? We're going to go right to Nidhi from California. Hey, Nidhi, are you there? Do you have a question?
Hi, Dr. Berg. How are you?
Great, thanks. What's your question?
Congratulations for the baby,
Oh, thanks.
and congratulations to you too, Berg, for
Thank
the
you.
baby and the family.
Thank you.
Okay. You're most welcome. My question this morning is that my mom, actually I'm calling for her. She's 69 years old, and she's a diabetic. And in June, she was diagnosed with breast cancer. Since then, she has been following a ketogenic diet with 20 hours of fasting and 4 hours window of eating. Now she's off all her medications for diabetes, high blood pressure, and thyroid, and she's showing significant improvement. She gets in her veggies along with her supplements.
I want to say one more thing is that when he had, when he, one of them said, oh, I guess they both said they had a baby. This is the way grandparents think. They think when their kids have a baby that it's sort of their baby. I've seen people react this way. And that's because people think they own their kids. And they should really learn that even though it comes out of you, you just don't own that person. That person decided to show up and use you as a vessel. You know, there's no other way around it. But you're out of luck if you think you can control your kid in any way, which is one reason not to have kids. You can't turn them into what you want. Uh, my mom is 76, I think. She has never had diabetes. She eats pretty sensible, as in she eats vegetables. Well, she doesn't eat that great, but she just doesn't eat a lot of food. She doesn't do much, so she doesn't eat a lot of food. So, and she has no diseases, but she is not happy, not energetic. And so eating uh, eating a diet that's not so healthy, but eating so little that it doesn't give you a disease, that's not a good way to go either.
Like nutrition, use wheatgrass powder, sea kelp, and apple cider vinegar every single day. She's very diligent about the things that she's doing.
So it sounds like she's doing all the stuff that Dr. Berg recommends. There's the apple cider vinegar again.
But we also got a blood work done, and while her numbers on her HbA1c and
Oh yeah, HbA1c. I happen to have this just sitting there, but I don't drink this stuff. I put this stuff in my ears to unblock them. Because when that stuff gets in there, what does it do? or just, anything that's in my ears starts freaking out. It's just like a repellent. But even putting it in the ears, it'll clean it out, but it's gonna. It also has some negative effects because it's changing the pH balance to an unnatural pH.
And thyroid and kidney function came out really good, but her cholesterol level and HDL and LDL were all high. And when I did some research, I found out that's because she does not have a gallbladder, so her body's not being able to maybe remove excess fats from the body as well as it should be. So I understood by watching her videos that she needs to be on the gallbladder support formula. My question this morning is, does she only need the gallbladder support formula, or it needs to be combined with some other supplement too to improve those numbers?
All right, so good question. This is the common question that comes up all the time, and I want to just tell people, if your LDL, so-called bad cholesterol, goes up when you're doing keto, it's not necessarily a bad thing. It is not necessarily a bad thing.
Okay, here we go.
Why.
This is interesting. Some hucksters of the fat industry will say, well, it's not a bad thing when cholesterol goes high when you're eating this way. It's actually a good thing. Well, at least Dr. Berg didn't do that. He said it's not necessarily a bad thing. That's interesting. So we got to hear more first.
Use that for energy unless you're sitting around all day doing nothing. It's like LDL is not just something that clogs your arteries. We need the LDL to transport the cholesterol to help heal the body, provide for the.
I'm gonna find
watching a video
that
she needs to.
Really a bad thing. It is not necessarily a bad thing. I'm going to tell you why.
Oh, he said it twice too. That's something you should notice. There's this famous person you might see who repeats himself a lot. He's he's the he's that guy, the biggest liar that the world has ever seen by far.
Because you're switching your body to fat burning. You're going to be burning fat as fuel, fatty acids, ketones, and guess what? Triglycerides, for example, that's all the stuff that's stored in the fat cell that's going to now be used for energy. So you're going to see your cholesterol go up sometimes. You're going to see your triglyceride may come up. It's probably going to come down because you're going to use that for energy unless you're sitting around all day doing nothing. But the thing is, like LDL is not just something that clogs your arteries. We need the LDL to transport the cholesterol to help heal the body, provide for the antioxidant transportation, provide to neutralize pathogens, supply cholesterol to the cellular membranes. So there's a lot of purposes for this, and when you switch, it might go up temporarily and then it comes down. I would watch my videos on cholesterol. We're going to be releasing some new ones as well because it's a very important topic. Now, your mom doesn't have a gallbladder, so of course we want to make sure the vegetables are high. I'm going to recommend, in addition to the gallbladder formula to supply the bile, I would recommend the digestion formula. It's called Digest Formula.
Okay, here comes the supplements, but I don't know much about the gallbladder missing. And I'm surprised he would, because his audience should know he's not a medical doctor, but that word we're seeing there, we're seeing doctor right there next to his head. And why does he use that title? Because people see doctor and they think your regular medical doctor. There's different types of doctors. I was looking this up yesterday. He has a doctorate in chiropractic, which really has nothing to do with medicine or what medical doctors do, or diet, or nutrition. Sure, you can learn all that stuff. You can learn those last two things by yourself. But having the word doctor right next to his head for the entire show there, and basically all his videos, he's getting people to think that he's a medical doctor. And then he starts talking about all this medical stuff. Yeah. And, well, but if he's right, he's right. But is he? Well, he's been in trouble with the medical board.
Because that's going to acidify the stomach, and that works really good to help increase the release of bile from the liver. So we actually can kill two birds with one stone because we need that.
Yeah, we got to skip ahead
California, I mean, it's
incredible.
the list
to another call.
it's worldwide.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Great.
Hey, what about kimchi in the diet?
Kimchi. Microbes.
I should do a video on making sauerkraut. It is the easiest thing in the world.
Let's say you had a question. You're from North Carolina.
Yes. I'm 69 years old, and 6 months ago I was diagnosed with colon cancer. I had the surgery, lost about half my intestines, half my colon, but it turned out that I didn't have anything in the lymph nodes, so didn't have to go on chemo. I've been doing keto for 2 weeks. I'm down 9 pounds.
Wow.
I just wondered how that was going to affect me. And also, my husband started having Tourette-like symptoms. It's not Tourette's, he's 71 years old, but it's similar to that, totally uncontrolled. And he spent a lot of time in the hospital trying to find out what it was, and they don't know, they have no idea. And somebody put me on to you. I started studying behind you, and I sat him down, and I said, honey, can we just try this for a couple of months, and let's just see. He's been doing it a week and a half.
Ding, 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 ding. That's the approach a lot of people have when they do a high meat diet, to the point of it being clearly unnatural. And so they say, well, let's try it and see. It's like the vegetable, please. Let's try it and see. I've made 40 videos following his journey the last 2 months. And it seems like he just really wanted to eat a lot of meat. Because for the previous few years, he's done a lot of fasting, under eating. And so you get hungry enough, and you want the meat, because meat is the highest calorie food. I haven't craved meat in 23 years. Well, let's scroll back a little. I want to hear more. I want to hear this again.
And somebody put me on to you. I started studying behind you, and I said, I'm 69 years old, and 6 months ago I was diagnosed with colon cancer. I had the surgery, lost about half my intestines, half my colon, but it turned out that I didn't have anything in the lymph nodes, so didn't have to go on chemo. I've been doing keto for 2 weeks. I'm down 9 pounds.
Wow.
Well, what happened? She has cancer. Oh, okay. I guess she's doing keto to starve the cancer cells, which, here's a news flash for you. That's not very effective because there isn't some rule out there that cancer cells cannot fuel themselves with fat.
Just wondered how that was going to affect me. And also, my husband started having Tourette-like symptoms. It's not Tourette's, he's 71 years old, but it's similar to that, totally uncontrolled. And he
Oh, that sounds familiar there. It's not actually Tourette's. It's something like it. It's similar. It's something. So does that make you think of vegetable police again? You know, he's been stringing us along for a long time, and no one knows what he actually has. He doesn't even know. So he's fooling around with the carnivore diet, you know, and just trying to make things work. Let's try this, let's try that. Meanwhile, he hasn't been to a doctor in a long time.
spent a lot of time in the hospital trying to find out what it was, and they don't know, they have no idea. And somebody put me on to you. I started studying behind you, and I sat him down and I said, honey, can we just try this for a couple of months and let's just see. He's been doing it a week and a half. The symptoms.
So here we have a case where you've got a person, we have one person there who's been on this keto diet. Here we are hearing about someone who's on a keto diet. We're hearing about it on the internet, YouTube. Do you know where I'm going with this? And we're about to hear, we're hearing some details about this person who's doing the diet. And what I asked these people on forums and various places, what I've been asking them for years here in my videos, showing you the results, is that they've been doing it a couple weeks. And sometimes they will tell you, like we just heard there, acknowledging they don't see that nearly all low carbers you find have been doing the diet only for weeks. Where are all the long-term low carbers? Right.
Are not gone, but they are so diminished and
Yep, not gone. Again, we think of vegetable police. He cured himself? He cured himself? But there's still something going on. So it never actually cured myself? Right, these aren't cures. These are band-aids.
so much fewer. But the problem is he's on Coumadin, and he had a major blood clot, and so he's on Coumadin, and the green leafy naturally has brought down his INRs, and so I ordered the wheat grass powder. I ordered electrolyte. I was wondering if that would help to be able to not have to have so much green leafy in his diet.
Okay, good question. The reason why it's working, Patsy, is because you're really stabilizing blood sugars, and when you actually switch the body to ketones, all sorts of neurological stuff brain stuff clears up. And you just have to try to see yourself. But here's the
All you got to do is eat right. The, the problem with, and Berg said this yesterday in his video, but the problem, the mistake people do is they put a high carb diet along with a high fat diet together. Well, just don't do that. And then you can eat right. You don't have to play these games. It is the only way to go. Just follow nature. And eat fucking fruit. Oh, by the way, for new people coming in, I'm almost the same age as him. Look at the two of us. Eat your fruit.
thing. I will say that the wheatgrass juice powder does have a good amount of vitamin K, and Coumadin, you're trying to avoid vitamin K. However, I did a video on this. You can see if you type Dr. Berg and Coumadin, I have a whole series of foods that he should be eating in place of the dark leafy greens. He should be doing squash, zucchini. I list a whole bunch of vegetables. So that's what he could do, and then he'll be fine that way. And you don't, like, I think cabbage would be one thing he can do. It's low vitamin K. And so he can still get the result. He just can't have certain vegetables. So maybe you take the wheatgrass juice and then work with the doctor to get the right vitamin K amounts. But that's awesome that you got these results, because that's doing the exact right thing. And again, for your history, I think the best thing too is for both of you to really start sticking in their intermittent fasting with your keto. You're probably already doing it, but well done.
Well, there we go again. He is recommending that when you do keto, you should also be doing intermittent fasting. Let's rewind that.
Get the result. He just can't have certain vegetables. So maybe you take the wheatgrass juice and then work with the doctor to get the right vitamin K amounts. But that's awesome that you got these results, because that's doing the exact right thing. And again, for your history, I think the best thing too is for both of you to really start sticking in their intermittent fasting with your keto. You're probably already doing it, but well done. All right, good job.
Why?
Could do, and then he'll be fine that way. And you don't, like, I think cabbage would be one thing he can do. It's low vitamin K, and so he can still get the result. He just can't have certain.
Okay.
All right.
So, I mentioned this recently. Vegetable Police. He intermittent fasts. He's done this throughout eating the carnivore diet. Why is that? A lot of them do it. It's like, it's as if they need to do that to feel good on a bad diet. To camouflage any bad symptoms. He still gets bad symptoms. Camouflage, because fasting will make you feel good. Because most of the time you're not on any diet when you're fasting. Then he eats, and then he feels like crap, really tired for a few hours.
So Monica from Denmark is asking, why is her blood pressure higher in the morning?
Well, I think in the morning what happens is that you do get a spike of cortisol. You have this